Go ahead, say it. Now, what is the season wins contest?
Westgate's MLB season wins. Only baseball contest in town. $200 entry fee. You pick every single team of all 30, over or under. And it's a great overlay because there's so much bad money, recreational money in the pool. I've cashed 3 of the last 5 years.
Oh, are you allowed to play?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you're allowed. All right, good.
Quick question.
I'm allowed to bet. I just can't bet very much on the app.
Quick question. Dodgers over or under season wins?
Tie a yellow ribbon.
Over under for the Dodgers.
Under 102.5, and on my
Just stop. Stop.
No.
103.5 at MGM.
This is very
Killing me.
This is very important. It's for the contest because more people likely, since we're a West Coast location, I would anticipate 60% of the people will play the Dodgers over for the tiebreak. Don't go 102. Go all the way down to 99 or 100. The Dodgers probably going to be up 15 games. They're probably mailed in September. Load management.
Wow. Thank you, Steve Fezzik.
Hard to argue
Thanks
that.
for having me on, guys.
You can't argue that. You too. Mr. Orlando, please.
Orlando.
Get the fuck out of here. There's only one Mr. Orlando, and he's got a mustache.
All right, well, we got that's a good introduction to the show, guys.
Yeah.
Bill Krackomberger, Jon Orlando, Steve Fezzik just walking through. I didn't know he was allowed to bet here. Like, he doesn't bet here a lot, but he's allowed to bet in person, but not on the app. All right.
Got it.
He did something wrong.
He won?
But, yeah, guys, busy week here in Vegas. As a matter of fact, I seen some of the numbers. My God, Las Vegas, absolutely, the handle, massive. I went through 4 or 5 different sports books since last Thursday, and every one of them packed to the rims.
But Vegas is dead.
No, Vegas is not dead. That's all BS. I mean, look, just that you could just look in the numbers.
Yeah.
And the numbers that count are the financial numbers. I know the foot traffic's down a little bit, but the financial numbers blowing it away every week and every year. It seems like it's more. They give a forecast, so their forecasted numbers from last year and the year before, which blew away the numbers. That's what they're going by, and it's hard to keep up to those numbers that were massively under projected.
Sure.
So, that's why people say that, and people just like to have negativity. I'm tough on Vegas. We're tough on Vegas. We are, but I like to present facts or what I think is an educated guess on things that are happening. So massive handle so far in March Madness was just unbelievable. And on the men's side, because the women's side had a lot of action this year too. I was reading about, but of course the men's side is the big one. And so on the men's side, it was actually a good first day for bettors. The favorites went 16-0 on straight up on Friday.
Wow.
Bettors were able to roll those into parlays, and people love betting moneyline parlays, but it was a massive handle. Now, here's why it was so good Saturday and Sunday, because bettors probably held their own. I'm not going to say they beat the casinos overall, but they beat some of the casinos. I know some casinos that lost money, sports books, on Thursday and Friday, really. But the massive handle on parlays and moneyline underdogs. People love to bet moneyline underdogs, too. It's not like it was years ago.
Yeah.
I always talk about when you want to bet the favorite on the Super Bowl, the sharps flock to Las Vegas, usually because the best money line in the world is on the Las Vegas Strip because of all the public money on the underdogs, money line underdogs. This year, that wasn't the case. Seattle was not the best priced here in Vegas. That wasn't the case, and it may never be again. So anyway, going to this year's tournaments, Duke was the most bet team, according to a spokesman for the score. The first round kicked off Thursday afternoon. Duke seeing the biggest percentage of handle to win the national championship. On the men's side, 5 teams, including Florida, were eliminated Sunday. That brought in more tournament tickets on Duke, believe it or not, so to win it all. But, it's a pretty interesting story I was reading here on liabilities. So this is from BetMGM. It was a chalky opening weekend in the NCAA tournament with favorites winning 22 straight games from Thursday to Saturday. The sportsbooks were looking for a few upsets in the Sweet 16. On the futures book, St. John's and Arkansas remain the biggest liabilities for BetMGM, while the number 1 seeds are all positive outcomes for BetMGM, according to Michael Ranfil, the senior trader from BetMGM. So, in other words, the number one teams, the big teams that are supposed to be there and win, it's okay if they win. But if St. John's and Arkansas, one of those teams get there, they could be in trouble. No, I say trouble. They can lose some money. So that goes to show me those money line underdogs. People still like to bet those big underdogs and the big money lines. You don't do too much in March Madness.
I don't. I've been living vicariously through our buddy Tyson, who's here. You know, I have to tell you, he told me a week and a half ago, look out for Arkansas.
Wow.
A week and a half ago. I think you bet it too, right? 60 to 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 60 to 1 odds. Okay.
I tried. I was more into it last year.
You were more into horse racing when I went over to Durango and watched you.
Yes.
Look at him light up.
Yes.
I
the only screen that matters.
He kept on coming over me and saying, "Crack."
7-9
Look at this.
exacta.
Look at this. One time you hit an 11. The horse was number 11.
Yeah.
You hit him in an exacta.
Yeah.
Him or her. I don't know. It could be a female.
Yeah.
Horse. And my immediate default was, well, an 11 horse could be a outside horse, very hard for them to win. Sometimes they have more of a length to
the middle.
More
it's easier
space.
if you're in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was a big thing, but it really wasn't.
Favorite.
It's a favorite.
It was a favorite. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Johnny O.
Yeah, I
still
bet my
betting
cat
those favorites.
I had a nice win again on a number 11 with Cuddle the Kitten last week. Cuddle the Kitten came in. No good?
We may cut that out. Cuddle the effing kitten.
It's okay to say fun.
Yeah. No. John.
Yeah.
On to a more serious note.
Yeah.
Not that that wasn't serious. You are betting those kind of horses.
Yeah.
So you texted me 2 days ago and said, hey, I'm in first place.
Oh.
You were chip leader.
Yes.
In a tournament. You had like over 1 million chips, a senior tournament over at, where were you? Venetian. How many people entered? Ballpark.
493 or something.
Okay. Now, can they rebuy?
But wait, there was 4 different flights. So in my day one, we had almost just under 200. I think we had 198 in my flight.
Is there rebuys?
Yes.
So it can actually be more than 493 if you count rebuys, right?
I think
if the same person
number is in
rebuys,
that. The number is in that.
Oh, so it's in that. So it's the same person enters the second time?
Yeah.
They put that as another entry?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So 493.
Yeah.
And you had a ton of chips again. And I was telling JH, our producer, before the show, you guys weren't here. I hate to admit, there's like something to that. You can't be first, second, third. You're always showing me top 10.
Oh, I thought you were
400.
saying something different when I first got
you're
here.
In first top 10.
You're saying that's not a fluke that I'm always up there.
Well, what happens? Something's happening.
That I'm out. I'm not winning.
And JH asked me, and I said, yeah, maybe it's not attacking the small stacks. You're maybe too conservative on a chip lead. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I've tried it all.
Usually you attack those little small stacks that are just waiting for aces and kings and ace king and ace anything.
So for example,
just an example.
Yesterday, my last 2 hands yesterday that took me out, I had.
Well, set it up. How many people are left?
Okay, there's 15 left.
15 left out of 493.
Yep.
You got 1 million in chips.
At this point, I have
750, I think.
No, not at first.
At first, you were up
maybe
over
you're right,
1 million.
Tyson. Yeah. So I was up around 1 million. Like the highest I got to was like 1.4.
I seen it.
Or actually, no, the highest I got was 1.8. Sorry,
Okay.
At one point I had 1.8. A couple bad beats. Then a new table. You know, when you get to 27 players, they do a redraw.
Okay.
Right. But then like my final couple hands, I had ace king on the button.
Okay.
The big blind ships it all in. He's got 250K, small stack. I have, at this point, I have like 800K. I have ace king, of course I'm calling. He has 9-10, and he hits the 10, and then he hits the 9 on the river. Not that he even needed it.
9-10.
Okay. Very next hand, I have pocket jacks, and I get it all in pre-flop, and I end up against pocket aces.
Now.
And game over.
Perfect example.
Okay.
The jacks versus aces.
Yeah.
Like, tell me how a hand like that goes
ship
down.
it.
No, because I want to know that you could be 2 overcards.
Yeah.
Is a race.
So
ace king.
So he
or is he
min-raised.
short stack?
No, he had me dominated.
Oh, he had to dominate.
He had me dominated, chip-wise.
Okay.
He min-raised, and I shipped it all in. You know, I got jacks, so I want to get it down a heads up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't want weak aces in there.
You want the guy out of the hand, actually, with jacks, though, probably. You want the
Right,
full.
but there's a couple other people I need to get rid of.
Yeah.
Right? So he min clicks, right? He min raises. I ship it all in, fold, back to him, snap call. I'm like, oh, God. And he flips over aces. What do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't have to ship it. Maybe I just do
now I
3x.
understand. Now I understand more about that.
You know?
I thought it was maybe you raised and then he came all in.
No. But even if he did,
you're gonna call it, Jack. You're gonna
probably.
go. Really?
So I've last year. It's funny you say that. So in the event I did really well last year when I came 73rd.
Yeah.
My last hand, or no, a few hands before my last hand, I had jacks.
Okay.
And I raised. A guy shipped all in, and I folded. And I told Madsen what I did, and I thought he was going to smack me in the face. He was like, if you can't get it all in with jacks pre-flop at this stage of the tournament, what are you doing? Correct. What can you get it all in with? So I was like, oh, really? I was like, I came over to the rail. I thought you were going to be proud of me that I folded. And you're like, no.
Well, who was this you went to?
Madsen, Jeff Madsen, because he was actually on the rail.
Okay.
And he was like, no, you got it. You just go, and it is what it is.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, I don't know. But I do agree with you. Like, there's something that goes on.
Jeff is a multi-million-dollar winner.
Yeah.
You think you guys could sit down and say, hey, you're doing great mid-tournament, beginning mid, up until there's 30, 40 people left, whatever it may be, 20 people, 15 people. Like, what is it that you're not connecting with there in the end? Now, I could be wrong. It could be short-term variance.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I'd be curious. I don't know what percentage of tournaments where I am chip leader at some point, but I bet you it's pretty high.
Even top 5 in tournament chips.
Yeah,
I've seen you send them to me.
I'm consistently there.
Well, what was now? This is people at home dying to know this.
Yeah.
Now this was a $400 tournament. What was the rake? How much?
I don't know.
Doesn't know.
It doesn't matter.
Boom.
It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? I'm gonna defend this. Okay, so when we finish this right now, I'm going over to the Horseshoe World Series of Poker circuit is here. Of
course you are. Yeah.
$400 buy-in.
Is it seniors?
No, this one's not a senior.
Shouldn't be playing. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Oh, Johnny. Oh, look at my man.
Okay. I'm winning this one. I'm winning this one.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Who cares what the rake is?
Oh, God, they're going to kill you.
Who cares?
You know what, though? You have some guys sticking up for you. You actually have guys saying, well, Crack, they're bringing all these people together.
Yes.
You know, like...
well, no, why do you fluff that off? That is the value. Where
25%, I don't care. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe World Series is a little bit different. It's coming up. You think you'll be playing? You think you'll have any kind of a bankroll left by the time the World Series comes?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You're going to miss the boat. You're going to miss the boat. We're going in the 25K high roller this year. You're getting Frankie. You're getting the guys. Let's get the band together. We're firing not one but 2 bullets at the 25K. How do I tell you that? We're firing 2 bullets at the 25K. You're in or you're out.
John, let's go back to some stories, some real stories, real life stories.
Go ahead.
So, why does this bother me? I don't know. I'm a gambler. We do a gambling show. We're in a casino. But I still have that responsible gambling side to me. And I know what it is to be broke. I know what it is to lose a paycheck. I know what it is to have to work 2 jobs and blow all your money every week. And money's pressure in your pocket. I remember being a kid. I think I could sleep now when I was broke after going to Atlantic City, Meadowlands, Monmouth, having a trifecta of gambling places.
You know what it is to need to drive the truck for Knish. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The Knish truck, by the way. People don't realize that was one of the great scene rounders.
So good.
You know, I've seen it so many times.
You still got the truck?
I actually zoomed in to see what was in the truck, and there's Knish is in the truck.
Right.
And he's going around to different stores after blowing the bankroll. But here's what I want to talk about. So New York City casinos, there's 3 new ones coming. Research firm says that these 3 licenses, they estimate about $5 billion with a B in annual revenue from these 3 casinos.
Wow.
This second survey here says $5.6 billion in combined annual revenue from those properties.
And looks nice.
You know, they look nice.
Yeah.
They look really nice. But the downstate New York market is significantly underpenetrated, and there's a strong case for each of these 3 projects to be the highest revenue-generating casinos across the country, which is now in Florida. The 2 Hard Rocks make more money individually than any casino here in Las Vegas. These 3, they're going to estimate individually will be 1, 2, and 3. And the reason why, you know, here's the real reason why. Casinos out here generate a lot of non-gaming revenue. People come into shows, meals, and just have a good time, vacation, pools. Over there, it's a more serious crowd. And the crowd there is going to be there just to gamble. You follow? There's no real non-gaming things. There will be some meals, maybe some nice things.
It's degenerate city is what you're saying.
Well, you know, you bring up the right word without even us talking about it. I actually wrote a little thing up here because that's exactly what I feel. I wrote. It's funny you say degeneracy city.
Yeah.
I actually was typing up my feelings.
Yeah.
So you're talking about $5-6 billion a year, but at what cost to the human race?
Yeah.
Will these casinos be this successful at the expense of New Yorkers? Thank you, sir. You know, Fez gave us some good stuff here.
I'm in.
All right.
And then what does that do to the
gambling,
crime rate?
well,
and then there's
John,
all that.
I didn't even write it up. That's true. No. Let me just tell you this. I know some people are going to be against me here. Gambling might just be more addictive, hurtful, and impactful than drugs.
100%.
Now, this is why I say it. It's mostly closet gambling.
Yeah.
Usually you can't look at someone that's coming in the casinos or going to the race book or something, and you can't physically tell they're a degenerate gambler or they're gambling more than they think, because guess what? Most people don't think they're gambling more than they should be or more of a percentage of their bankroll. But if they knew how much money they lose gambling every year, it would shock them. It would even shock them. They don't even realize how much money. You know, and I know this from, I was one of them. I was one of them. I was there. I was in the trenches making money with my cousin, betting, playing blackjack down to the last card. We had so many little edges, but I would blow it at the racetracks as a kid. You know, I didn't know. I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I was in casinos since I'm 16, like a lot of people are, you know?
And with drugs or even alcohol, you go and you get high, you go and you get really drunk, you sleep it off, and when you wake up, technically, as long as you don't do it again, you've done the damage and now you're getting better. Technically. Obviously, that's easier said than done. You're gonna get high again, you're gonna drink again. But technically, when you wake up the next day after a bender, you're on the road to recovery. With gambling, when you wake up the next day, the fun's just beginning, meaning you probably maxed out credit cards, you borrowed money, you did whatever, there's bills due, there's still damage that you have to deal with that you're not dealing with technically the morning after a drug bender. Am I making sense?
Yeah, of course you are. And it's, where am I getting money to gamble again? Where am I getting money to play today?
Now they'll say, well, it's the same thing, well, where am I getting money to get high again? And I get that. But it's different with gambling because you're affecting the gambling is affecting so many other things, right? Because you lost. Now, how do I pay the power? How do I pay the phone? How do I pay the rent? How do I pay the car? Kids need food. Kids need shoes. All that stuff. You're right.
John, I'm not going to say who, but I'm not going to say what. I went to a doctor.
Yep.
And their assistant knew who I was. And she was so happy. I was like, how? You know, she's like, oh, Bill, I watched one of your videos.
A girl.
A female. So she went on to tell me about her sister. She said, my sister gambles to get her bills paid. I said, wait. What? She goes, well, my sister needs something for the kids or something. School's coming up. You mentioned, it just made me think of that. And I said, well, hold it. You have to explain this to me again. You're telling me, and it's true, I guess, I just don't realize it. You're gambling to get bills paid. Although maybe I can win $1,500 for this month's bills. That was the number she said, by the way, $1,500 for something. And I was like, oh my God, that's so wrong.
Yeah.
It's so wrong.
There's times it works out.
How many people do this?
Yeah.
You know, even around Christmas time or something, how many people gamble and get themselves more in a hole?
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so destructive. And again, go back to what I originally said about it being more addictive, hurtful, and impactful than drugs. It's closet gambling. No one even knows she's doing it. She tells her sister because she's trying to borrow money off her sister. I was like, wow. I was like, you can't give it to her. You cannot give it to her. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't believe I was having this
conversation. You better off pay for the bill. Pay the bill.
Yeah. The doctor thinks I'm crazy too. This was just a relative checkup thing, but he knows what. I guess if he didn't know what I do, he knows what I do now. Because he walked in, I said, Doc, you got to give us a minute. I did.
Really?
Oh, I said, I got to finish the story with the girl. I can't just tell her this and only give her half of it.
Wait. Do you know? Are you friends with the doctor?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I am. He knows I host gambling. He knows
hey, Doc, I'll be with you in a minute.
He knows I have gaming shows, but he doesn't really. I don't want to tell him. It's a very private thing. She confided in me, basically. It's amazing. He's the only doctor I know that doesn't gamble, though. I know so many doctors and people, and they gamble.
The dentist.
I know many dentists that gamble.
Yeah.
No, they all gamble. But it really is interesting that just thinking about that story and thinking about everything I said there, those casinos in New York.
So these are 3 casinos that aren't even open yet.
Are not open yet. They're coming, though, and they're going to break every living human. They're going to kill people in New York. They're going to really hurt people. I'm sorry. I know, like I said, I'm in a casino. It's just the way I feel. Let's go on to smoking.
Oh.
So I was in Park MGM for a couple days. Now, I love Bavette's over there. I love Italy over there. Mm-hmm. There's a couple different restaurants over there.
Went there.
Yeah, I really like Park MGM. And they have no smoking. Their casino's a smoke-free casino. And I love it in there, and I realize how packed it was every time I go. I'm saying, they say it may not work, non-smoking casinos.
But they did it at one point here, remember that?
A couple places did it.
Yeah.
Even Atlantic City tried it. Yeah, and they went back to smoking.
Back east, never going to work.
Back east is it's negative energy.
Yeah,
they need the
never going to
cigarettes
work
to play
back
more
east.
in it.
I think it could work here.
They can have smoking rooms. I don't know, boardwalk. I mean,
but like Wynn, it has smoking, but it doesn't ever seem to come into play.
Good ventilation.
Right?
A lot of the places with the lower ceilings. Yeah. So Missouri is trying to have non-smoking throughout their casinos. They're actually. There's what's the word I'm looking for? They
Wait,
said
I didn't even realize Missouri had casinos.
There are 13 of them.
What?
They have non-smoking sections. That's the word I'm looking for. They have
St. Louis, of course, right. Sorry.
Sections. But they're trying to get no smoking to go through, but it failed in Kansas City. It failed in Atlantic City. But you look at the American Lung Association reports, 16.8% of adults in Missouri, 14.5% of Kansas City smoke, considerably higher than the national average of 11%. But if you look at the percentage of people that smoke now compared to 40 and 50 years ago, 72% less than 1960 than today.
Great.
Yeah, 72%.
My only gripe with the South Point is the smoke.
There's a couple casinos.
It's my only gripe with the South Point.
I can't believe at Durango, where we sit, where you guys sit, they allow smoking in the sports book.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. They allow smoking in the sports book. They don't allow smoking here. But so some casinos allow it. You don't really tell. They can't tell a lot, but there is a guy next to us there. He smokes all the time.
I know. At Durango?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And I like the guy.
He's a nice guy?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Okay.
The cigarettes drive me nuts.
It's okay. They just
drives
their
Tyson
smoke always
crazy.
goes this way.
Yeah.
Now, as kids, did my parents smoke? Your parents smoke?
Both smoked when I was little.
Yeah, see, they smoked. It was the cool thing to do.
Yeah, and my mom quit when I was like 8 or 9 because the smoke used to irritate my eyes, and they'd smoke in the car.
In the car, and you crack your window and they say, we're going to get a cold.
Yeah.
Close that window.
Yeah, and then my dad quit when I was 14, 13.
Oh, wow. So you remember
84.
him smoking, though?
Yeah.
He must have
Can't
looked
believe
cool, though.
My dad used to smoke 5 packs a day.
My dad
I'm not exaggerating.
4 packs a day.
Kent.
Wow.
He smoked Kent.
My
So you
dad
remember Kent
smoked True
cigarettes?
Blue, True Blue menthol. My mom smoked Virginia Slims. My mom stopped about 15 years
I think I've said this before on the show, but I can remember being a little kid. Specifically, my dad was performing at Caesar's Palace here in Vegas.
Right.
And, I'm like 9 or 10 years old. and I'm bored. I'm in Vegas, right? So I want him to wake up. You know, he sleeps late. Back then he did a midnight show, an 11 o'clock show.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
8 and 11, right?
Yep.
And I remember going into his bedroom, right, when I was a little kid, and I could find where it's pitch black because he would black out. That's where I learned how to do that. Like smash pillows up against the drapes.
Yes.
So there's no
I still do
light coming into the room.
When I'm in a hotel,
Yeah.
I put pillows and stuff against the drapes so it's not away from the window. I try to
so
get
it's a black box, right?
Yeah.
And I could find my dad because he would wake up in the morning, light up a cigarette, and then fall back asleep with the cigarette lit.
Wow.
How he hasn't burned down a hotel room in his day, I don't know. But literally, I could see the little orange glow, I could navigate to find him and to wake him up.
Wow, well, good. I'm glad he stopped.
Yeah.
That's good. So this is about some entertainment in town. This weekend, Luke Combs.
I heard he crushed it.
Absolutely crushed it.
And I heard he was great.
Luke Combs outdraws Taylor Swift. Just think about that.
It's almost impossible,
How can you sell more tickets than the turnout for Combs trounced the Super Bowl? They fit more people in there than the Super Bowl. He's outdone Morgan Wallen, the Rolling Stones, even Taylor Swift.
It's amazing. He's got a great voice.
He's very humble too. He lives in a 2-bedroom house.
Wow.
With his 3 kids.
Making millions.
He's finally building another house, but he wanted to keep his kids and his roots.
Yeah.
When he was a kid.
Now he's like,
got 3
forget
kids
this.
in 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
And
now they're going to live there, and he's getting the new house. So.
Yeah, he's building a new house finally. But I was reading that. But so I look at this like these people like it says a triple bill of 90s R&B royalty, TLC, Salt and Pepper. Am I saying it right? Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, Pepper.
How could Salt and Pepper be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and like
Tony Orlando's not? Yeah.
And Meatloaf's not in. Like how can?
No, he went in, didn't he?
No.
At the end?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think that show's going to do well.
Okay.
Where is it? That's at Allegiant? No.
In Vogue. Tour stop Fountain Blues Theater.
Oh, okay, that'll be okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying here's concerts coming to Allegiant. I was going to say they cannot go to
Meatloaf in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I feel like he went in.
Let's see if you continue your let's see if you continue your
God, I hope I'm
streak
right.
of getting
God,
things
I
wrong
hope I'm right.
As of March 2020, Meatloaf has not been inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, fail.
There's nothing wrong with continuing.
Rare.
You do something right the whole time. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
All right. Well, he should be. Let's put Tony O, Meatloaf, and who else needs to go in?
Wu-Tang Clan, T-Mobile. Like, would I know any of the songs?
Of course you would.
Really?
The Wu-Tang Clan?
Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you would.
I'm more Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets going on
I get
sale.
it. I opened for them once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's some stuff going on here in Las Vegas. Let's go to so this guy stops me. My car's parked. My wife wanted to look at a coffee maker.
Yeah.
At this fancy place. I wouldn't buy it. It's too much money. There's up in
Keurig or
Summerlin.
something?
No, not Keurig.
Oh, that's
$100.
Too fancy.
It was Williams and Sonoma.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah, I'm not spending $2,500 on a coffee maker. I'm just not doing it.
It's good coffee, though.
I know. It's amazing. Fez just came up and said, "Hey, you should bet this."
You'll throw 25
over
down,
2,500
on that.
Losses. We'll talk about losses by any team over 12.5 max bet. You should bet this. I'll bet that for as much as they take, but I'm not spending $2,500 on a coffee maker. So
that's not right, Bill.
I know. But if she wanted it for herself, I like coffee in the morning. And I like
the bag. You had the thing with the bag the one time, right?
Yeah, I like certain coffee. I really do. I was in, here, at their VIP area here.
Yeah.
You can just go in. They have these things, these little disc you put in there.
Yep.
It's called Nespresso. So it's like espresso shots.
Yep.
And you can make it into a coffee. It was unbelievable. Like that machine I'd buy for $200. But anyway, I wanted to go see this coffee maker my friend had, and it was $24.99. I thought it was like he didn't tell me that part, but that Williams and what is this,
Williams Sonoma.
They're like a high end.
Yeah.
No, keep that. So anyway, as I'm in there, a guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, what is this car you got out there that just came out? The Kia EV9, the electric big truck,
I love it.
just came out." He comes up to me, starts talking to me, and that's who it was. It was Michael Morton. So Michael Morton comes up to me. I don't know. I know the name. I know the name Hard Rock was Morton.
Peter Morton.
Peter Morton.
Yeah.
Why didn't I put together? This is the steakhouse guy. It's Morton Steakhouse.
And they're not related, right?
He has
they are.
They're brothers.
Oh, they're brothers. Okay.
Yeah. He owns so many different restaurants. So he's telling me he owns one at the Wynn over by across from the buffet. And I'm sorry, I don't know the name. It's a little. It really looks really cool next to the coffee shop there. And he was telling me he owns like 4 restaurants in town now. He sold most of them. He was such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. So I seen. He's had several upscale dining places. The one in the Wynn looks cool. It looks pretty cool. So, anyway, he's selling his house. La Cave, that's it. La Cave Wine and Food Hideaway at the Wynn.
The meatballs are fantastic.
You've been there?
Meatball appetizer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right near the buffet.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Right across from the buffet. Yeah.
So he owns one steakhouse at the Virgin, Crush and Greek at the MGM. So he's like, oh, come on, just come by. Here's my number. Come by. He offered me a comp. Come on by, he said. I never did. That was 6 months ago. It was maybe a year ago.
It's not too late.
I had my car for a year. I had my car for 13 months.
So
he's like, come on by.
When did you want to go?
Better yet, he's like, I said, would you come on our podcast and talk about how you umpire? He goes, yeah, I'll come on. I never called him.
What are you doing?
I know. I'm going to call him. Now that I see, he just listed his house for $19.5 million. Look at this beautiful house.
Should we get it? You want to get it?
But he was just a really nice guy. Come up to me and him and Johnny, who runs that steakhouse at I almost said the Hard Rock at Virgin, the one steakhouse. Yeah. Good guys, been around a long time, and I just wanted to say.
I met Vanessa in the steakhouse at the Hard Rock.
Really?
Not his.
Was she a waitress?
She was a hostess.
Hostess, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was she smart enough to take money? Because all these hostesses, they're in the little short skirts at the restaurants now.
Yeah.
You fold up a 20 and try to give it to them.
Oh, she'd take the money.
They run to the boss. What should I do with it?
Right.
Put it in your pocket. Give me a freaking table.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I could try to give 100 I'll give you 3 restaurants. You can give $100. You can't get in. But Vets, Peter Luger, and the Italian at the area. What's that one? I'm talking about the big fancy Italian. Carbone. Give $100. They don't care.
Not coming.
No,
you're not getting it.
Here's 100 back. Yeah.
They give it back.
Hand it back. Can't do nothing. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you another one that I think is just okay. But these social media influencers all try to, push it up. Golden Steer. Give $100. They won't. They don't care. And by the way, the last time I went there for a steak, just okay. Their sides were good. Steaks were just okay. So, and I hate that they have an influencer there that gets paid from them to talk about them. That's easy to do. But you're making something look good that might not even be good, but you get paid to do it. Another one. There's another.
Have we gone to Barry's together?
I was at Barry's last week. You weren't there? Okay. Barry's very good.
Barry's is good.
I think I was at the chef's table. Barry came in.
Yeah.
And they have a rib cap. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And who's our friend down there? He'll easily comp it for us.
Yeah.
Richie will comp it, easily there.
Yeah.
I have about $300 in comps there too, so we should go one night.
All right,
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. No, you're in.
I'm in.
Anyway, Chuck Norris died.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. So my buddy Frankie called me up and he's like, "You realize how legendary Chuck Norris is? He's just such a legendary. I've never seen a movie probably with Chuck Norris. I can't think of a movie anyway.
And
I've never
movies
seen
with
Walker,
Bruce Lee.
Texas Ranger. But however, I met Chuck Norris. I was in I think it was 1988. It's funny. People hold you to exactly what you say. It was the Tyson Spinks fight or the Tyson Holmes fight. I believe it was around 1988, 89, something like that, 87.
Michael Spinks? When he fought Michael Spinks?
Oh, yeah, Holmes.
Yeah.
Holmes, Tyson, and then Spinks,
Holmes,
Tyson.
And
Yeah,
Spinks,
they
Tyson.
fought,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Spinks, Tyson was like the 90-second fight, right?
We had great, 91 seconds, I think it was. I had great seats, even back then as a teenager. I got lucky with seats there. Got to go up and
wow.
Met a few of the different stars, and he was so nice. We didn't have camera phones. We had no phones at the time. He signed a beautiful autograph. Took a photo with it. It was real. I have it in my storage.
With a fling camera.
So nice.
The Kodak fling. Remember the disposable camera?
Let me tell you who else was really nice that day. I forgot about it. Walter Payton. So nice. Signed autograph. Very nice guy.
Yeah, I met him
Richard
once.
Pryor. So nice that day. He was
Richard Pryor was nice.
He was so nice.
Yeah.
I just think about how legendary those guys are now.
Yeah.
Thinking about Walter Payton, one of the best running backs ever.
Sweetness.
Such a nice guy. And I hate to say Jack wasn't nice. He's the one that wasn't nice that day. I love Jack Nicholson. And he was just like, he wouldn't give anyone an autograph, push him by.
Yeah.
Now, if I realize now, I said, Jack, you're from Neptune, New Jersey. Come on, you're a little bust-out town here like me.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fine. But anyway, that was just something. When I seen he died, and Frankie was telling me how he
What was he? He was 90-something, right?
86.
Oh, 86.
And how he was such a tough guy. That a story out there now that he went to, well, first of all, I'll tell you this guy, he was such a martial arts expert. He trained Priscilla Presley, Steve McQueen, Donnie and Marie Osmond, Michael Landon, James Garner. He trained all these people for personal training sessions. That's how much of he was into his craft. And even you could even say maybe some of the UFC. He was at some of the first UFC fights in Atlantic City at Trump Castle. I was reading the whole story about that.
Trump Castle.
Yeah, he was. Were you there? Yeah. Of course you were there. Yeah. But back in the day, the Trump Castle. But you know why Frankie was telling me what a tough guy he was? So he went to Hawaii. 10 days before his death, he posted a viral video to social media, show him sparring with a partner, and not only that, he went to Kauai and suffered a medical emergency. The word out there, like on TMZ and stuff, is he knew he was sick, but he was so much of a tough guy, he didn't want his own kids to watch him suffer at the end. And he went there and wrote them, all three kids, personalized notes and letters.
Stop. He went there knowing this was it? Oh, my God.
This is a TMZ, which is, they're kind of like a National Enquirer. Who knows if it's right or not.
They get it right, believe it or not. They get it right.
Well, anyway, they don't always get it right.
They usually get it right.
All right. But anyway, even John walked away. JH,
walked
our
away,
producer.
pissed
As soon as
him
you
off.
said that, that was the end of that.
We're not even recording. He had to stop.
It's interesting with the Raiders now that Crosby, the failed trade with Crosby.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the Raiders have gotten some gambling action on their season wins and their listen. I hate to even say this. Increased betting action on Las Vegas to win the Super Bowl. Come on.
Even I'm not that delusional.
Oh, God.
Come on.
That means John's admitting he's delusional. Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, that's not happening.
If there's yes and no's on that,
yeah,
I can't believe that people would be betting. Isn't that would really just be a waste of money, betting on something like that? What do you want to say, John?
Well, I was just going to say, speaking of Super Bowl, you see what the Broncos been doing, right? They've added a lot of players, Bill.
John, you put people in homeless shelters. You don't want to stop. I mean,
what do you mean? I gave people the team that had the best record in the NFL last year at the beginning of the year. All you had to do was listen to me. I might be the GOAT, Bill. No?
Guys, our weekly wager wire segment. The great first weekend of the tournament.
I need the
they
glasses
were saying,
for this one.
Got the glasses. But that's a good idea. You know what? Tyson's right. We're going to talk a little bit about baseball in a second.
All right.
But so this person, it looks like they bought. Let's see here, and I apologize for not really studying this one ahead of time. So this is, you said it was a 3-team parlay, and I'm not looking at a 3-team parlay. I'm looking at St. John's future.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I must have seen an older.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Sorry, guys, for that. So this is the one I seen today, and
right.
you said
last week was 3.
Yeah,
sorry, when I pulled up the email, it said 3 teams.
This is very interesting. This week.
Wow.
Our wager wire
I'm
segment.
looking at it.
It's a $500 bet to win $63,000 on St. John's to be the winner, national champion. $500 to win $63,000, 125 to 1. Now the current odds is 30 to 1, so it has about a $2,000 bet value, $1,500 profit. So would you buy out now? I feel this. If you're betting $500, it means you have that kind of bankroll. You're going to win 3 times your bankroll, $1,500. No, I don't think you cash out at this point.
No way.
You're playing Duke now. You're playing Duke in this game. In this next game, I understand you're playing Duke, but you're still 30 to 1 if you were to bet that future now. That shows me I could probably get better than 30 to 1. But you're playing Duke in this game, and there's a lot of people that actually like St. John's in this matchup against Duke. So St. John's is a 6.5-point underdog. They were 7. This is not, St. John's can beat them. I mean, we just seen Siena threaten them. We just seen that. We seen some other teams that were really, I don't know if they overlooked them or something, but we just seen some other things here. I say absolutely not. You do not sell this ticket now for your $2,032, $1,532 bet profit. I say you wait on this, go one more round, only because you're saying that you're betting $500. You're only you win $1,500. It's 3x. You're looking to win $63,000. So maybe next round, look to see what the ticket's worth over at wagerwire.com and the WagerWire app. That's the thing. So Tyson just said something. True. Baseball starts tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
The Yanks are playing.
On Netflix. Tonight on Netflix.
On Netflix. Which,
are you aware of that?
Yeah, I am. I am available. I just found out about it. It's on
Yankees.
Netflix. So Yankees are playing tonight versus San Fran. And, it's great to have opening day.
Yeah. It
just doesn't feel like March, that we should be playing baseball on March 25th. Isn't it cold?
I feel like it's getting earlier and earlier every year.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not even the 70s.
Snowed out. You still might be snowed out.
Yeah. No, I just think that it just seems like it's so. It just seems like it's cold to me. And baseball's starting up. Now look at this game tonight. The Yanks, San Fran. I'm going to use the line right here at Superbook. -21, come back $1.11. That's the way baseball's supposed to be. I see there's other casinos that have that too. South Point, some other casinos in town that have 10-cent lines. That means $1.20 comes back plus $1.10. Now, that's the only way I played with baseball for decades. The new sports books came to the country, and now they made it minus $1.20, even money. So it's 10 cents more you're not getting. That's so wrong, but we've conditioned society to be used to those type of lines. So absolutely ridiculous, but I get it. The kids don't know any better. They've only started betting on sports 4, 5, 6 years ago. And even in town here, I'm looking at some of the bigger casinos, minus $1.18, plus 106 at one of the biggest shops in town that everyone likes to go to. It's just such price gouging. It bothers me. Even some of the big shops offshore, like the Pinnacles, they'll start now, okay, $1.24, come back $1.14, but immediately at $1.30, they come back $1.18 instead of $1.20. I know it doesn't sound like much. It's amazing what has happened. And I think that some of these casinos, I'm seeing the South Point here, I'm seeing their breakage, looks like minus $1.50, come back $1.40. I'm looking at Boston, Cincinnati. That's the way it was. Minus $1.50, come back $1.40.
Right.
So that's always the way it was. They still make a ton of money because they have so much volume because there's so many teams. Now, I think South Point experimented last year with this, going to a wider margin, and realized their volume significantly dropped. And I think Chris Andrews, without me asking, I did not ask him this, but I think he must have went to Michael and said, hey, Michael, we want to get the baseball business back. I'm guessing. It's a hypothesis. So to see that, but I like to see here, Superbook does start their lines here. It looks like at the 10-cent lines. I'm seeing both South Point and Superbook minus $1.80 on Houston, come back $1.60. That was the old breakage, was $1.80. So to see that, it makes me pretty happy.
Can you pull up the futures?
Yeah, what do you want?
Baseball futures?
Yeah. What do you want?
Well, I want to go on the record. It's time to go on the record, Bill. Beginning of the season, so there's no debate. Did I say it? Did I predict it? Here we're going to go on the record. I'm going to give you 2 teams in each league I want you to watch.
All right, go ahead.
Obviously, the first one is the Dodgers, who are most likely
Now, what do you want? The futures to win the World Series?
Win the World Series. Yep.
To win the World Series.
Dodgers to win the World Series.
John, here's the
I get it. And it's
2-1.
I know, it's silly
How
to bet.
can you bet
agree.
it?
I agree. But still, I'm telling you, Dodgers are most likely going to win the World Series. Now, let me
Can't
give
bet
you
it, guys.
Let me
Plus
give you
2-1. You cannot bet.
Okay,
Dodgers to
you
win.
want a
I want to
National
lay.
League
I want a yes, no. I want to lay.
Okay, you want a National League team that can win the World Series?
Go
a
ahead.
sleeping dog
Go ahead.
What are the Pittsburgh Pirates to win the World Series?
Oh, God.
Indulge me.
Even though I like their
Indulge me.
over-season wins.
What are the Pittsburgh
they gotta
Pirates?
Be, let's see, they got to be 100 to 1, 60 to 1. You get 100 to 1 right here.
Remember I said it. Remember I said it. Okay?
They're going to be improved.
Go over to the American League. What are the Orioles to win the World Series?
Orioles are the most bet-on team right now. The
Okay.
most volume. The Orioles are the most volume at one of the sports books I know.
Okay.
Right now, the risk department loses money if the Orioles wins the World Series. You must have read the article.
I didn't read the
you're
article.
You're not coming up
Come
with this
on,
on your
I
own.
don't read.
Orioles are 25 to 1. That's
It's a good
not
bet.
enough.
It's a good bet. Okay, now ready? I got one more American League. Ready?
Go ahead.
What are the Chicago White Sox?
They're going to be improved too. You got this off somebody.
I didn't get this
You
from anyone.
got this
I'm
off
a
somebody.
baseball guy.
Fez,
What
got
are you
this.
talking about?
This is Fez has over on
I
season
don't
wins.
listen to any of these people. Come on. Stop it. This is my jam.
Tyson, what are you saying? He knows people?
He knows baseball.
I know baseball. The White Sox got a scary young team. They probably
Not to win
need-
the World Series.
Well, I'm just
They're
saying.
300 to 1.
So here's where I keep going wrong. Is I should
Gambling?
I should do World Series. I should do it all the way, right? Win the division, win the this, win the that.
I have no
should
problem
do
when you
those.
go over on season wins on the Pirates and White Sox. Though.
Okay.
But
Remember, I'm the guy that gave out Rangers 60 to 1 beginning of the year.
You did give out Rangers.
2023.
Along with your 5 or 6 other teams, but you did give out a 60 to 1 shot.
No.
I got to go back to the tape.
Go back
Let's
to the
go
tape.
to the videotape. You remember
Okay.
Warner Wolf?
Orioles and White Sox from the American League. Dodgers, Pirates from the National League.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week on WiseKracks.